Good afternoon and welcome to Walsh Field in New Bedford, where we have Big 3 high school football this afternoon. It's the New Bedford High Whalers taking on the Brockton Boxers. I'm Keith Tebow, joined by Bernie Picanisco. And Bernie, as always is the case, this is going to decide who goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this plus Durfee is playing today.
Yep.
And of course, talking with Wayne Hamlin on the field, he was saying that if they lose today, it's almost a lock. If they can win this game, the Whalers would go on to Super Bowl play. And the Whalers are coming onto the field right now, busting through a big sign that said beat Durfee. I checked that, beat Brockton, but
Not yet.
no, I had Durfee on my mind here because I was mentioning to Wayne downstairs, you know, Wayne, I said, think about it, you've got a 2-game schedule, and he said that's exactly what we have, Bernie.
Yeah.
We have an 8-game exhibition season and a 2-game league schedule, and this is one of the bigger games of the year because this is one of the guys that really counts.
Although, in a way, the 8 games that Coach Hamlet says is exhibition really isn't, because in the way the Super Bowl works, not only must you win your conference, you must also have a 500 record. So those are important as well.
Oh, of course. And today the Brockton Boxers come into Walsh Field, a very solid football team. And right now, according to Coach Wayne Hamlet, playing to their potential is key. They've got a young man named Eric Boatwright. We've seen him in the past. He's their marquee player, and he controls the offense. He runs the football well. He throws the football well. And whether he is on his game or not is going to determine just how good an afternoon the Brockton Boxers will have.
The Boxers have already beaten Durfee this year in Big 3 play, 14-7. That was up in Brockton, and that was actually a game that the Hilltoppers had plenty of opportunities to win, from what I understand. So, you know, when you look at that matchup and the fact that Brockton lost last week, as New Bedford did, both these teams, I'm sure, are hungry for a victory today.
Well, Brockton's going to come in here. They're going to support the run very well, and that's going to be something that'll be interesting to watch with New Bedford, because Jeff Brito has a tender ankle from the game against Severian last week. They're not really sure how much he can give them this afternoon. If he's unable to really go out there and give it his all, then Talik Carlisle, who has played in that tailback position in the past, has been playing fullback, may get some snaps there in the tailback position. They'll also go to Sterling Carter, who will probably be the first option if Jeff Brito is unable to really give it his all. But look for the Whalers today to throw the football, because if Brockton has a weakness on defense, it's going to be their ability to cover the pass.
The Whalers had a 5-game winning streak. That was snapped last week against Severian, 38-19, I believe the score was last week, on the road at Severian. And you know, a game where Coach Wayne Hamlet probably says, listen, you know, we can't give up 38 points and hope to win.
Well, you know what? He looked at the films afterwards, and I asked him that question downstairs. I said, how do the kids feel this week coming off a loss? Because the Whalers very rarely come into games as big as this, coming off of a beating, and they got beat pretty badly. It was 38-19. But as he said to me, really it wasn't the score that you look at in that particular case. You look at all the missed opportunities, the missed tackles. He said they were, without a doubt, the best team we've played all year, Severian. They were the fastest team. They certainly took advantage of some big key plays. They had 4 plays in the third quarter, 3 or 4 which went for touchdowns, a 65-yard run, a 96 run back. On a 2-point conversion attempt that did not work for the Whalers, and that took a lot of wind out of them too. But for the most part, he looked at the films and saw a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of missed tackles, and he looks at that and says, you know what, that game could have been a lot closer, and we could have been in the game with these guys if we had made some plays.
See the captains out at midfield, getting set for the coin toss. And it is tossed, and let's see who won the toss. Looks like New Bedford has won the toss, and they have, whether they'll decide to do, we don't know yet, but the Whalers have won the toss. And they have elected to receive those. There is some wind today. The wind is blowing from right to left, and the Whalers will have the ball to start things off here this afternoon. And sometimes, you know, in terms of winning a toss, Bernie, sometimes it's better to have the defense out on the field first, see if you can establish something on defense.
Well, if you put your defense out there first and you're able to stop Brockton on their first series of downs, then it certainly does give you a lot of confidence, that's for sure.
And now we are set for our national anthem to be performed by the state champion New Bedford High School Whaler Marching Band. national anthem performed by the New Bedford High School Whaler Marching Band. And congratulations go out to the band, winning a, I believe, state regional competition a couple weeks ago as one of the best bands in the state.
And you see on your screen Coach Wayne Hamlet. Let's get a nice shot of him there. I just want to make a point about the way Coach Hamlet is dressed today.
Pretty dapper.
He's got his sweater and he's got his pants on. He said to me when we were downstairs, I said, all the coaches have their nylon jackets on, their nylon pants. They look ready to coach. And he's kind of dressed up. He says, I'm trying to be like my idol, Coach Eddie Rodrigues from the New Bedford basketball team.
Wow.
If he can go out there with a sweater and pants on, then I can do it too. So.
That's some high standards to live up to, you know.
Coach Rodrigues
right
sitting alongside of us says, I let him borrow that sweater. And Wayne is growing into it.
Wow. What a way to start the game. Whalers, as we said, have won the toss, have elected to receive. These two teams, Bernie, have pretty much shared victories over the past 4 years, with the Whalers winning the odd years and Brockton winning the even years. So if form holds, this should be a New Bedford victory.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. If we could do it like that all the time, though, you and I'd be heading down to Foxwoods, and we wouldn't be here this afternoon. We'd be playing the odds, because we could make a lot more money doing that.
Kicking off for the Brockton Boxers, Eric Ampuja, number 15. Back deep, Jeff Brito and Sterling Carter for the Whalers. Big Three Conference Championship and a potential Super Bowl bid on the line again this afternoon. And Brockton and New Bedford underway. It is a short kick. It'll be taken by Carter at the 15. He's up to the 25, 30, finds some room. On the near side, gets a block. And he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. What a way to start, 85 yards.
Yeah, how do you like those apples, huh? What a way to start a football game. Sterling Carter in around the 15-yard line, taking the kick and just running down the sidelines. You see him being congratulated. Here's the replay for you. He takes the ball around the 15 and he starts up the left sideline. Now he just makes a quick little move here to the inside. Beautiful block there by number 40 for New Bedford High School, Derek Kirby. And after that, you can see the blocking just forming for him as he heads down the sidelines. Another good stop there by number 28, Jeff Brito, who got in front of one of the men that might have been the last to have an opportunity to get to Carter. And Carter just high-stepping it into the end zone. And yes-sirree, we on top, 6-0.
Ryan Walsh will attempt the extra point. It is low, it is blocked, and ball on the ground. So the extra point is no good. We've played 15 seconds, and the Whalers are out on top, 6-0. And if you're going to start quick, that's probably the ultimate way to start quick.
Yeah, and let's recap that scoring drive for you. Brockton kicked off, New Bedford received, and Sterling Carter ran it 85 yards into the end zone. Enough said.
So the Whalers break out on top, 6-0, on the 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Sterling Carter. And it's funny, Bernie, when we saw the replay, and even when we saw it as it happened, you can see that there was going to be a lane to the far side. The Whalers did a good job of blocking the Boxers in toward the middle, and that opened up the outside for Carter.
No question, the blocking formed down the left side, and a couple of key blocks that were thrown there. The first block that we saw was Derek Kirby, number 40, 5'7", 175-pound junior, just throwing a crushing block to open up the first hole. And then, of course, we heard that Jeff Brito had a tender ankle. Well, he got in the way enough to stop the last man who might have had a shot. And I say might have had a shot at Sterling Carter. He would have had to come at a severe angle to stop him. But a couple of really good blocks. There were some others that were thrown in between. And just a good job by the special teams in getting New Bedford on the scoreboard first.
Alex Ordono and Brandon Hill will be back deep for the Brockton Boxers. John Leak will kick off for the Whalers. As the Brockton fans on the far side of the field are stunned at that dramatic beginning to this football game. And this has the potential to have many dramatic moments, that's for sure.
Well, now what we've got to do is we've got to not let this be the high point of the afternoon, but simply
for
look
Whalers
at it,
anyway.
Yeah, look at it as a way to get on the scoreboard first, and let's stop him right here.
Off the side of his foot, Leak kicks it. It is taken by James Thompson, and Thompson gets over the 35 to the 37-yard line. where he is stopped. Let's take a look at the Brockton Boxers on offense. At quarterback will be number 16, Eric Boatwright. The tailback will be number 20, James Jackson. The fullback will be number 45, Mark Millard. And the wideouts will be number 87, Jeff Pike, and number 21, Ellis McMurtry.
And McMurtry is, in fact, Boatwright's favorite receiver. When he steps back in the pocket to pass, more than likely you're going to see Ellis McMurtry as the primary receiver.
Matt Gardner also in the game. He's in a slot to the near side. On first down, Boatwright looks to pass out in the flat. He finds his tight end, number 85. That is Jamal Garrison, and Garrison gets maybe a 2-yard gain, and it'll be second down and 8.
About 2 yards, as you said, on that particular play. You see Coach John Seed standing on the sidelines and talking to the people upstairs, the coaches upstairs, to see what kind of defense the Whalers should be in. John is, of course, the offensive coordinator.
Ball on the 39-yard line. McMurtry and Gardner to the near side. The tight end, Garrison, is to the left side. Backs in an I formation. Handoff goes to the fullback. Turns the corner. Tom Koska tries to drag him down, but Millard gets out of bounds, but not before picking up about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, Mark Millard that time going to the outside and be ridden out of bounds by Costa.
It'll be a third down and 4 coming up. It'll be a 4-yard pickup. Ball on the 43-yard line of Brockton. This being a league contest, we are playing 11-minute quarters here at Walsh Field. On a relatively partly sunny and relatively mild day for the middle of November. Third down and 4. Boatwright looks to pass. He's got time. He fires it deep. He's got a man open, but it's overthrown and complete. Pass intended for McMurtry.
Yeah, Ellis McMurtry that time beat the New Bedford defense deep. He had Dante Bellistracci down there along with John Leet, and he was by both of them, but unfortunately the pass was thrown wide and out of bounds.
So the Whaler defense does the job on the first possession by Brockton, forces the Boxers to punt, and the Boxers will be punting with the wind at their back. Jeff Brito is back at his own 19-yard line, and they always have this setup, and they will break out of it, more than likely to go to punt. Archie Johnston will punt. We see that every year, Bernie. At first, we always get concerned that they're going to go on it fourth down. It's a high kick. Brito will take it. I don't know if he touched it or not. There's a flag on the play. The ball is still loose, and I don't know who has it.
Keith, I think I saw him touch the football, too, when it came down, so it may be a live football. We'll have to see what the flag is.
May also be interference because Brito did not have a lot of room to make that catch. If that's the case, that'll be a break for the Whalers.
A big break, because I believe he did touch the football. If we see that again on the instant replay, I think you'll see that it did touch his hand.
We'll have to wait to see what the referees are discussing. We still don't know who recovered the ball, whether it was the Whalers or the Boxers.
Did. No, I believe Brockton did. One of the Brockton players fell on it.
Boy, what a way to start a football game. A run back and a potential fumble here. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be interference against Brockton. So that helps the Whalers. They will get the ball.
Here you see the punt coming down, and it just does touch Brito, but as you can see, he was being touched as the ball was touching his hand, so he was not given the opportunity to make a clean catch on this. They were already hitting him at the time, just touching him at the time when the ball was touching his hand.
So the Whalers are going to catch a break. They're going to get the ball at their own 33-yard line to start off this drive, leading 6-0. Let's take a look at the Whalers on offense. At quarterback is number 12, Dante Bellistracci. Brito and Carlisle will be in the backfield. The wideouts are Koska and Stringer, but now they've got 3 wideouts. Brito is the lone setback as we start 1st and 10. Bellistracci out in the flat to Stringer. He's got some running room and a block. cuts it back inside, has a first down. Finally tackled at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, Jared Stringer that time getting to the right side, and Dante hitting him with a quick pass to the outside. Mentioned earlier in the pregame that this is where they believe that Brockton is vulnerable to the pass.
There was a potential there for some further room for Stringer to run, but the Whalers, rather the Boxers, did a good job of sealing it. Derek Kirby is now the fullback. Koska goes in motion, 1st and 10 Whalers. On the option, Dante pitches it out to Brito. He's got some running room far side. Turns the corner, picks up 9, 10. Close enough to another first down.
Yeah, Brito doesn't look like he's got a tender ankle right now. They were a little concerned about him from last week's game against Zavarian as to how much he could give them today, but he's coming out and he's looking pretty good here in the early going.
Ball is at the Brockton 40-yard line. Good enough for 11 yards and a first down. 2 plays for the Whalers, 2 first downs for New Bedford. This time Stringer and Koska split out to the far side. Now Tommy comes in motion from left to right. Inside handoff goes to Kirby. He's got some running room up the middle. He picks up 10 and another first down.
Boy, I'll tell you, right now though, the Whalers are playing with a tremendous amount of adrenaline.
Beautiful trap block up the middle, opening up the hole, and the Whalers have 1st and 10 from the Brockton 30-yard line.
And you see the play here, the inside handoff goes to Kirby. He gets through the line of scrimmage and then just lowers his shoulder and tries to blow over the Brockton would-be tackler.
1st and 10 New Bedford. Again, they have the 3 wideouts to the near side. Mark Balistracci joins Koska and Stringer. Dante keeps it himself and gets maybe 1 or 2 yards inside the 30 to the 28-yard line before he is taken down by the Boxers, James Campbell, and also Thomas Frazier.
Well, if the Brockton Boxers, if Coach Armand Colombo has taken a look at the films from last week's Zavarian game, then what he saw was Zavarian did a very good job of pinning in Dante and not allowing him to run the football. And that time it looked as if they were not going to let Dante be the one to beat them on the ground.
Gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Whalers lead 6-0. Tim Walsh lines up to the far side. Handoff Brito up the middle, off left tackle actually, and he gets up to the 25-yard line.
Gain of about 3 yards on the play.
It'll be 3rd down and 5 coming up. Jamar Garrison makes the tackle for Brockton.
See the Whalers getting together in the huddle here as the play comes in from the sidelines. Dante Balistracci went over to talk to offensive coordinator John Seed.
Nice crowd on hand here at Walsh Field on a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Have people on the other side of the field, as a matter of fact, in the stands.
For the first time in a long time. Dante rolls, looks to throw. He's got time, he gets hemmed in, gets away, still on his feet, tries to take it himself. It's going to be short of a first down to the 22-yard line, where he is ended up there by James Campbell. Also in on the stop for Brockton is Tom Nomira, number 63.
Well, they're at the 22. You see Dante here rolling out, looking downfield. He's trying to find someone to pass to. The receivers are covered. He's pinned in a little bit, but he gets to the outside, tucks the football down here, and decides just to dive forward and get whatever he can out of the play. A gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Whalers will go for it. 4th down and 2. They've got a full house backfield. Carlisle, Darren Florent at the fullback slots. Play action. Dante finds Walsh, but he can't hold on to it. Incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a young man that hardly, I don't remember seeing him drop a pass in the couple of years that we've watched him play this tight end position. He's Dante's favorite receiver and has a good pair of hands on him, but that time the ball hit him right in the hands, just unable to hang on to it.
So the Whalers turn the ball over on downs, and Brockton will get it. 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line with 6:20 left in the first quarter.
Well, the Whalers take about 3 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock on that particular series of downs.
And they were able to move the ball relatively well on that series. 1st and 10, Brockton. Pitch goes to Jackson on the outside. He tries to turn the corner, and the Whalers do a good job of knocking him out of bounds. Maybe a yard gain if that.
Tom Costa getting in there to help on the tackle. Jackson trying to run to the wide side of the field.
I'm going to say picked up about half a yard. We'll give him a 1 yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Boxers. As entering the ball game for Brockton, Patrick Emanuel, number 88, as a wide receiver. He comes to the near side with McMurtry. Backs in the I formation. Handoff goes to Jackson again. He tries to go to the outside. Beautiful play there. Andy Garcia with the tackle. Also there for the Whalers, Tom Koska. So again, no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Andy Garcia that time just moving along the line of scrimmage, fighting off the block and making the individual tackle. Boy, if you can isolate that one on camera, there's a classic tackle right there by Garcia.
Boxers getting the plays in. Eric Boatwright at quarterback, 6'4", 220 pounds. He's a big boy, and I'm sure we'll see him during basketball season. Plays basketball as well for the Boxers. 3rd and 9. Boatwright looks to pass, sets up the screen. It is complete to the tight end, and he is hemmed in. Not going to be getting the first down is Garrison, and Garrison is stopped about 5 yards short.
Yeah, a gain of about 4 yards on the play, but not enough for to even come close to a first down, so that'll put them in a 4th and punting situation deep in their own territory.
4th and 5, ball on the 27-yard line. So 2 straight possessions for the Boxers, and 2 times it's 4 and out. Archie Johnston into kick away. Had a nice high punt first time out. Ball was nearly blocked, goes off the side of his foot. Whalers just let it bounce, and it goes out of bounds at the New Bedford 44-yard line.
Well, it'll give the Whalers the football for their second series of downs. They've scored on a kickoff and had 1 series in which they kept the ball for 7 plays and took about 3 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock, ending it on downs. So this will be the second opportunity for Dante and company to run it from the line of scrimmage.
4 minutes, 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Whalers lead 6-0 on an 85-yard touchdown run on the kickoff, the opening kickoff by Sterling Carter. 1st and 10, New Bedford. Kirby is the fullback, Brito the halfback. Dante on the draw to Brito. He's got running room, off right tackle, picks up about 5 yards to midfield.
Yeah, Brito with a 5-yard gain that time as he was high stepping it. Now, I'm trying to watch him very closely because I know that Coach Hamlet told me before the game that he had that tender ankle we've talked about 3 or 4 times. You know, we've seen him run the football before with a little bit more energy, but right now it doesn't look like he's hurting, but he doesn't seem to have that same quickness that we've seen in other games.
2nd and 5. Mark Balistracci in the ball game, now goes in motion. Hand off to Kirby up the middle. He's got a first down to the Brockton 44-yard line.
So a gain of about 5 yards on the play. And another first down, and for the Whalers, that is first down number 4 on the afternoon.
Ball on the Brockton 45-yard line.
Kirby is a very underrated player for this Whaler team, Keith, because all season long we see him do the blocking and the dirty work for Jeff Brito, who gets most of the ink as far as running is concerned, but he can handle the football himself pretty well.
Dante, play action. He's got time, fires it across the middle. Stringer has it. Inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
Well, a nice pass that time from Dante to Stringer.
18-yard pickup on the play.
And another first down.
Paul is on the 27-yard line. Here it is again, Bernie. Nice catch by Stringer.
Yeah, you see Stringer running a square in pattern from the left side, from left to right, going about 10 yards downfield, a little slant to the inside.
John Leet now in the ball game to the near side. Mark Balistracci to the far side. Backs in the I formation behind Dante. Dante on the option, keeps it himself. Is going to be hit for a loss.
Yeah, he got hit in a hurry, too. I mean, you got a boatload of people there right around him making a tackle. And the first guy to get there is this guy getting up, number 73.
Thomas Frazier. James Campbell in, also Mark Millard.
Let me tell you about Thomas. Let me tell you about Thomas Frazier. How about 6'1", 260 pounds of high school student? How would you like to have that food bill?
3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 13 for the Whalers as we approach the 2.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Dante, play action, up the middle, finds Timmy Walsh this time, but they're going to say it's incomplete. I never saw the ball hit the ground, but apparently it did. It bounced back up, so it's incomplete.
Well, I never saw it hit the ground either. It looked like
It would have
Walsh.
been an interception.
Yeah, it looked like Walsh caught it, and then I'm looking to see where he is, and suddenly we see the Brockton player running downfield with the football.
There's no argument on the part of the Boxers, so I guess it did hit the ground and bounce back up. So it'll be 3rd and 13, and again, uncharacteristically, 2 drop balls by Timmy Walsh. Dante in a shotgun. They got 4 wideouts. Dante goes to pass. He looks, he's got time, fires it. Complete to his brother Mark inside the 15 to the 12.
Well, there's Dante Bellistracci to Mark Bellistracci. All the way down to the 12-yard line, a gain of about 17 yards on the play and another first down.
There you go, here's the play again. Mark wide open.
Yeah, Mark just running a pattern downfield where he just got behind the defense, and Dante was waiting for it to develop, standing in that pocket, cool as a cucumber, and letting his brother get open to nail him with the pass.
1st and 10 Whalers. Ball at the Brockton 12-yard line. Tom Koska goes in motion. Inside handoff goes to Kirby, and he gets maybe to the 10, and that's it. A 1-yard pickup.
Well, we'll give him 2 yards on the play if they were on the 12 and he's down to the 10.
Actually, still on the 11.
On the 11? All right,
1 yard.
Give him 1 yard.
That'll be 2nd and 9 for the Whalers. Clock is running. 1 minute, 37 seconds left in the first quarter.
And another very good drive by the Whalers. This will be the 8th play of this drive that started on their own 44-yard line.
Koska now comes in motion. Stringer to the far side. Dante rolls in the flat, intended for Koska, underthrown, incomplete.
A little bit of a timing pass that time, and Costa had not turned around to look for the football as Dante had released it, so he didn't even see the football coming.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Whalers. 1:20 left to go here in the first quarter of play from Walsh Field. Big 3 matchup, the Whalers and the Boxers. Boxers win, they're in the Super Bowl. Whalers win, they, with all intents and purposes, still need to beat the Hilltoppers on Thanksgiving. Play action. Dante has time, fires it, Stringer, touchdown!
What a nice pass. I'll tell you, did he thread the needle that time to find Stringer? What a great pass by Bellistracci, right into the teeth of the defense for the touchdown.
Whalers lead 12-0.
Here we see it again. Dante right here being pressured a little bit. Nice block being thrown. He steps up in the pocket, throws it right between 2 defensive players. The Stringer, who's right there in the middle, and goes into the end zone. An excellent pass that time thrown by Dante Bellistracci.
Whalers look like they're going to go for 2. Try to make this a 14-0 game. They've got 3 wideouts. Mark Bellistracci, Tom Koska to the near side, Stringer to the far side. Brito is the lone setback. Dante looks to throw, has time, gets away, has to do something quick. His trail from behind, throws it over the head of Koska, incomplete.
Yeah, that time it just took too long for that play to develop, and Costa got open, but the ball was thrown away over his head. But the Whalers score again, and with 1:14 left to play here in the first half, they've jumped out to a 12-0 lead. To recap that drive for you, the Whalers started on their own 44-yard line, and 9 plays later, they had gone a total of 56, 56 yards downfield. And the key play, the 11-yard touchdown pass from Dante Bellistracci to Jarrett Stringer. Point after touchdown was a 2-point conversion attempt, no good, and the Whalers lead by a score of 12-0.
Interesting to see, Bernie, there were some placards being passed out to fans at the game. It says, "Go Whalers," and red placards. I don't know if anyone's holding one up, and maybe we can get a shot of it. I'm not sure, and something we haven't seen before. Usually those are given out Thanksgiving when there's a big crowd here, but Whalers looking for support from their fans, and so far their fans have been pleased with what they've been able to see so far.
Well, they've played good football. I mean, you're starting the game out with an 85-yard kick return for a touchdown. Your defense does the job of stopping Brockton on 3 downs and a punt, and 3 downs and a punt again. So the Brockton offense has yet to get on track this afternoon, and the Whalers in 2 possessions have scored 2 touchdowns and lead by a score of 12-0. This entire quarter has been Whaler football.
See if the Whaler defense can do it again as John Leet will kick off. And it is a low liner. It is taken by Brandon Hill at the 15. He's up to the 20. He finds a seam. He cuts back. He's got running room. 50, 40. Florent trips him up, but not before he makes great yardage to the Whaler 26-yard line.
Well, it looked like he was long gone and hard to find, and he was going to be just prancing into the end zone. Brandon Hill with the football, getting in between the special teams of the Whalers, getting some good blocking himself, covering the football, changing hands, avoiding tackles, and here's Florent. He's the last guy with any chance of stopping. He makes that little dive and just trips him up enough to knock him down and save the touchdown.
Boxers with their best field position, 1st and 10 from the New Bedford 26-yard line. They trail 12-0. McMurtry to the near side. Backs are split. Fullback Millard up the middle, gets 5-6 yards to the 20.
This is a big series of downs now for the Brockton Boxers because their offense has done absolutely nothing in 2 possessions, Keith. The Whalers have handled them easily, and now they've got their best starting position down in the New Bedford 26-yard line, I guess, and an opportunity to try to take advantage of that great kick return.
5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 for the Boxers, under 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Millard again, this time he's hit by Garcia at the line of scrimmage. Still able to get 1 or 2 yards, however, before he is stopped there by Garcia and also Seth Castino.
Yeah, great job by Andy Garcia getting to him right away, making the initial hit and stopping any large gains. Garcia, linebacker, 5'10", 180-pound senior.
That is the end of the first quarter here from Walsh Field. With the score, the New Bedford High Whalers 12 and the Brockton Boxers nothing. And in that first quarter, Bernie, again, it was all Whalers. And in terms of scoring, moving the ball, getting that big kickoff return, and holding Brockton on defense.
Well, the Whalers ran off a total of 16 offensive plays in 2 series, okay? In that first quarter of play. They put up 12 points. And on the other side, Brockton ran off a total of 11 plays, 3 of those coming now on this particular series that's in process. And really, it didn't really show us anything on the offensive side. 3 downs and a punt, 3 downs and a punt. And the Whaler defense, which has played well all year with the exception of that Zavarian game last week, has done a very good job of controlling the Brockton Boxers. But let's be realistic, they're on their own 37 and their own 22 for the last 2 series, and now they started on the New Bedford 26, and so this is going to be a key defensive position for the New Bedford Whalers. This is where they have to really stand up and be counted on.
It will be 3rd down and 4 when we resume here as we begin the second quarter of play. And it is 3rd down. The sideline marker says 2nd down. It is 3rd and 4. And they're about to change it right now to 3rd down.
Yep, one of the guys in the field saw that and said, Keith's yelling at me, I'm going to change it.
Backs are split behind Boatwright. They have 3 wideouts. Boatwright right up the middle has a 1st down as he is gang tackled inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, a number of red and white uniforms there making the tackle on Boatwright, but he's a big boy, as you said earlier, 6'4".
At the Whaler 14-yard line.
1st and 10, ball at the 14-yard line. 6'4", 220 pounds for Boatwright.
Not bad size, I'll tell you that.
So 1st and 10 Boxers, ball just over the 14-yard line of New Bedford. Brockton looking to cut the Whaler lead at least in half. Boatwright, inside handoff. Jackson right up the middle. He's got some running room. He's inside the 5 for another 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Jackson's going to get credit with a great run that time, and it was a good inside run by number 20, Jackson. But I got to tell you, the wizardry of the ball handling by Boatwright that time, I mean, he had a lot of people faked out with the first handoff, then the second handoff. Some very good ball handling by Eric Boatwright.
First and goal for the Boxers. The ball at the Whaler 2-yard line. They have a full house backfield now with Millard and Campbell. Jackson gets the call, and did he get in? Apparently not.
I don't believe so, Keith. I think he got stopped short of the line of the goal line.
And clock is stopped. Ball is going to be, there's a flag on the play, as the ball is right at the inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, James Stewart coming up with the tackle that time, but the flag was thrown.
It's going to be face mask against New Bedford, so it's going to be half the distance to the goal. So it's going to move about an inch forward, and it's going to be an automatic first down. So it's going to be first and goal from the 1.
So let's see, they had 6 inches to go for a touchdown. Now they have 3 because of that penalty.
How do you track that in terms of penalty yards? I guess you go 1 yard, I guess. First and goal, and this time the Brockton Boxers move. Millard moved on the play, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Brockton.
Legal procedure on the Boxers.
Well, illegal procedure being called against the Boxers, so that'll move them back 5 yards to the 6-yard line.
So the Whalers catch a little bit of a break.
Well, they get some breathing room anyhow, and I guess that half the distance to the goal for the face mask didn't really hurt them.
Not really. As you said, it cost him about 2 or 3 inches on the play. And you're going to see
it.
Millard move right here. He moved early, and that forced the penalty. Again, they still have the full house backfield. Jackson gets the call, goes off the right tackle, and he gets to about the 2 or 1 yard line before he is taken down by Jesse Lima.
By number 89 for the Whalers, Jesse Lima.
Well, they're going to call it about the 1 yard line.
So almost a 5-yard pickup.
So he gets back the penalty yards, basically.
Second and goal at the 1. We approach the 9-minute mark of the first half. Whalers lead 12-0, but Boxers knocking on the door. Boatwright, Jackson, and he stopped. Dante Balistracci with a surge. Darren Florent, James Stewart also there for the Whalers.
Well, I'll tell you, what a great defensive surge that was, because it looked like this was inevitable that Jackson would get it into the end zone. But Balistracci came up, Florent came up. As you mentioned, Andy Garcia came up. A number of people making the stop, and you're going to see the handoff right here to Jackson. And coming right in is Dante, right there saying no, 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 and then he gets some help from his friends.
Third down and goal. Boatwright tries to take it himself, and I don't know if he got in. Boxers say he did. Let's see what the referees say. Boxers have their hands up. They do. It's a touchdown.
Well, it took them a while to get into the end zone. It took a lot of plays to do it. The New Bedford defense was being very stubborn, but it was inevitable, I guess, that they were going to get it into the end zone, and they do punch it in from 1 yard out.
So it is now New Bedford 12 and Brockton 6. And the Boxers will go for the extra point. Eric Mpuja in. I was watching him before the game, Bernie. He's got quite a leg. He was kicking them from about 35 yards out. Snap is down. Kick is up. It is far enough, and it is good. 8 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in the first half, and the Boxers are on the board after a great kickoff return to set up good field position. It is New Bedford 12 and Brockton 7.
All right, we'll recap that scoring drive for you. The Boxers got a great run back by Brandon Hill on the kick by New Bedford after New Bedford had scored, bringing the ball all the way down to the New Bedford 26-yard line. And 9 plays later, they punched the ball into the end zone. Eric Boatwright with the quarterback keeper. Point after touchdown kick was good. 26 yards, 9 plays. They took 3 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock, and it's now New Bedford 12 and Brockton 7.
Again, the Boxers were helped by that great field position. New Bedford did their best to try to stop the touchdown close in, but it was just a matter of time before Boatwright took it himself for the 1 yard run, and Brockton on the board. Now the Whalers will get the ball back for their, let's see, fourth possession of the afternoon.
This will be their third possession for the Whalers, because the first one was the kick return.
Oh, that's right.
You really can't count that as
Not a really,
possession.
Nope. So Ampuja will kick off with the wind at his face, but still gets off a nice line drive kick. Brito takes it at the 6. He's up to the 10, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, and knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, there's no tender ankle there. I refuse to believe that Eric Brito has a tender ankle. He's either got no pain levels at all and doesn't feel it, because he just took the ball and ran full speed straight up the sideline. Great run back to give the Whalers, again, very good field position. Here you see him just sprinting down the sideline, just running right by everybody. Show me that tender ankle, Jeff.
Ball is at the Whaler 47-yard line. 8 minutes even left to go here in the first half. Whalers lead 12-7. Stringer comes out to the near side. Koska to the far side. Kirby is the fullback. Play action. Dante rolls, finds his Kirby fullback wide open. He's in Brockton territory to the 37-yard line.
Great pass play that time, just finding the back that's floating out of the backfield. And that time it's Kirby. Just comes out to that little opening in the flat, and beats the linebacker, as you see him right here coming out, and they just lob it right over the line, beats the linebacker, and then it's just a matter of running as far as you can before someone knocks you down.
16-yard pickup for the Whalers. First and 10, New Bedford at the Brockton 37-yard line. Kirby gets it up the middle, and he gets up to the 35, maybe 34, and that's it. Millard makes the tackle for Brockton.
Gain of about 3 yards on the play by Kirby on the inside run.
Ball on the 35, so we'll call it a 2-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Whalers. One more game left on both schedules for these teams. We'll be at Durfee High School on Thanksgiving morning. Whalers and the Durfee Hilltoppers.
Whalers have picked up 7 first downs in the afternoon. Brockton has picked up 2.
Backs are split, 2nd down and 8. Here comes the rush. Dante gets away from another. Goes deep, Stringer in the area, tipped it incomplete. There was some contact between the two players, but incidental contact, according to the referee.
Well, I got to tell you, Keith, the Whalers got a break that time, because Stringer, offensive pass interference, he actually pushed the man off of him. You could see it up here in the booth. He just pushed him away. And that could have been very costly to the Whalers, because that would have been offensive pass interference had the official seen it and been in position to call it.
Instead, it's just an incomplete pass, and it will be 3rd and 8 for the Whalers. Shotgun formation for Balistracci. He's got his brother Mark and Stringer on one side, Koska and Leet on the other. Dante looks to throw, fires it, high, incomplete. Intended for John Leet.
Yeah, he was looking for John Leet, and I'll tell you, that's the man he went for. The ball just sailed over his head, but if you could see that pass play again, you would see that Tom Koska, number 14, was to the right side of Leet. The two defensive backs converged over before the pass was thrown, and had that pass gone a little further to the right, Costa was wide open with nothing but the end zone in front of him.
It's going to be 4th down and 8 for the Whalers, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Ball on the 35-yard line of Brockton. And the Boxers will call a timeout with 6:40 left, and the Whalers leading 12-7.
Yeah, well, we have the opportunity, Keith. Let's talk a little bit about the 18th Annual Football Hall of Fame night put on by the New Bedford High School Gridiron Club. And that's coming up on Tuesday, November the 23rd, the Thanksgiving Day week. And, of course, always a great time this year being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Dale Burgo from the class of 1985, one of the best players that New Bedford High School has had at his position. John Costa, class of 63. Don Doyen from the class of 53, along with teammate Jimmy McDonald, also from the class of 53. Dr. Harold Mickey Riley from the class of 32 being inducted into the Gridiron Hall of Fame. along with Dick Santos from the class of 1957. And again, that'll be Tuesday, November the 23rd. And the ceremonies will begin promptly at 7 o'clock, following the reception at 5:30 and the buffet at 6 o'clock.
4th down and 8 for the Whalers, and now Dante needs to call a timeout as he's confused with what he saw on defense.
Yeah, and if you're interested, we have, again, Dante going over to the sideline to talk to the coaching staff. If you're interested in attending the Football Hall of Fame night, which has been a great time, this will be the 18th annual one. I've been to all 18 since this thing started, and I can tell you that it's always a great time with kids coming home and, former alumni coming home from out of town to visit and to see the New Bedford Thanksgiving Day game. If you're interested, get in touch with Bino Dias at 998-1116, anywhere from 9 to 5, or you can call Dave Broughton at 992-3127 for reservations, okay? And it should be a fun night, always a fun night.
Yeah, we will have our cameras there, as we normally do, to talk to the inductees and tape the ceremony. All right, 4th down. Again, for the Whalers, this time they bring their backs back in the ball game. They have 2 wideouts to the near side. On the draw, it's Brito up the middle. He's not going to get the first down. He's going to be stopped at the 29-yard line. So the Whalers, again, turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, a 6-yard gain that time by Jeff Brito on the run, but not enough for a first down. So the Whalers will turn it over on downs, and the ball will go over to the Brockton Boxers.
On the 28-yard line for Brockton. They scored the last time they had the ball, but they also had excellent field position before they did so.
The only time they've had excellent field position on the entire afternoon.
So the Brockton Boxers back on offense. Eric Boatwright at quarterback gets the call. McMurtry to the far side. He's joined by Patrick Emanuel in a slot. Backs in an I formation. Boatwright hands off to Jackson. Jackson is going to be hit and hit for a loss. Tommy Koska, the ball comes loose, but they're going to say the ball was down. Tom Koska was there. Also in for New Bedford is number 49, Ramsey Clark.
Yeah, Ramsey Clark actually made the initial stop right there on Jackson, and then Koska came over to help drag him to the ground. Great job by Ramsey.
2-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 for Brockton. 6 minutes left in the first half. If you're just joining us, the Whalers lead 12-7. They opened up the game in dramatic fashion as Sterling Carter ran back the kickoff 85 yards for a touchdown. 2nd down and 12. Boatwright hands off to the fullback, Millard. He's got some running room near side. He is close to a first down at the 39-yard line. I think he's close. I don't know if he's got it or not.
Well, it's going to depend on the spot, Keith. I think they're going to come up about a half a yard short.
Yeah, they're going to measure. I think you're right, Bertie. I don't think he's got it. From this view, looks like he does not, but it's an 11-yard pickup nonetheless for Millard.
He had to get to about the 39-yard line in order to have the first down. You can see the hash mark of the 39-yard line. It looks like the football is behind that, so I'm going to say he didn't get it, and we'll see exactly how they spotted this thing.
I don't think he did either. Oh, not even close. Oh, the chain broke. Looks like the chain, like the chain broke from the stick.
Chain came off on the yard markers.
Referees are working out more and more. They're really strong, and yeah, no.
Stretch that thing out now.
There you go. Good foot short.
Yeah, good foot short.
3rd down and a yard coming up for the Boxers. We'll call the ball on the 39-yard line, between the 38 and 39.
Good run by Millard, though, about a 12-yard pickup. Needed 13 to get the first down.
So Brockton's going to have less than a yard for a first down, and I would think we'd see Mr. Boatwright up the middle here, but.
Well, in 2 previous occasions where they needed short yardage, it's been Boatwright with the quarterback keeper, so we'll see whether that trend continues.
And now the clock is stopped. And timeout call by the Brockton Boxers. And that's their second.
So Boatwright is going to go over to the sidelines, and he's going to have a talk with Armand Colombo, the head coach of the Brockton Boxers. He's been there since Moses parted the Red Sea, I think.
I believe he's been about 40 years.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
He looks good, though.
Oh, he does look good. There's no question about it. But he has been their head coach for a long time. They just really have not gone elsewhere or been dissatisfied with his work. He's done a very good job over the years. Brockton has had some very good football teams, some very good players that have gone on to play for some Division I colleges like Michigan, Michigan State, and they've done a very good job.
All right, we'll try it again. 3rd down and a yard for the Boxers. 5:23 left in the first half. Handoff goes to the fullback. He's got a first down. Ball is fumbled, and the Whalers get it. Millard fumbled the ball, and the Whalers get it at their own 45-yard line. Tom Costco with the recovery.
Well, Millard that time had more than enough for the first down and looked like that he was going to give Brockton some pretty good field position in New Bedford territory, but he was hit pretty hard, and upon the hit, coughed the football up, and New Bedford recovered the football.
We'll have to see who did the hitting, if we can see that on replay. Here we go.
Right there, the initial hit is made. We can't see who it is, and we see Costa going after it and falling on it.
Whalers catch a break. They have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 45. Dante hands off to Brito. Brito slips and gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle made by Jeff Pike, number 66.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for New Bedford.
2nd and 10 for New Bedford. No gain on that play.
Yeah, Brito not able to get to the line of scrimmage fast enough to be able to take advantage of the small hole that was open just for a split second.
Mark Balistracci splits out to the far side. To the near side is Jared Stringer. 2nd and 10. Brito again and again gets no gain, maybe a yard.
Brought down in the play by number 57,
Sean Bilal making the stop for Brockton.
That's going to put the ball on the New Bedford 46-yard line, so he picked up a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down. Definitely a passing down, 3rd and 9. Now the one thing that we haven't seen, we've seen him go to Leet and Stringer and to his brother Mark. The one time he went to Walsh, it was not successful, but this is usually his 3rd down bread and butter guy is Walsh.
Backs are split on 3rd and 10. Dante looks to pass. He fires out in the flat. Stringer has it. 1st down, makes a move, tackled inside the 40.
I'll tell you, Stringer is getting himself open today. He was so left alone that time that they could have said he was in solitary confinement. There was nobody around him.
16-yard pickup, ball on the Brockton 38-yard line. So Stringer come back to the far side.
Yeah, here we see the pass play. Watch when he catches this football. He catches it, and there's nobody around him. There's nobody within 5-6 yards of him, nowhere. And then all of a sudden, a couple of the Brockton players come in and try to stop it from being a big gainer, but it's too late. Another 1st down for the Whalers.
Dante out in the flat. Koska has it, gets a block. He's inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Good enough for another 1st down.
Well, Dante's using all the receivers today, as you see Koska going back to the huddle. Tom Koska, he's a senior, 5'11", 165-pounder. Last year played a little quarterback for this team, and now he's been on the receiving end of Dante's passes this year.
Ball at the 26-yard line. We are approaching 3 minutes left in the first half. Whalers on the move, leading 12-7. Koska comes in motion. Handoff goes to Kirby up the middle, and Kirby gets inside the 25 to about the 23 or 22-yard line. 3 or 4 yard pickup.
Been running well to the inside. 4 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, doing a good job of inside running, and you see him going to the sideline to catch a little bit of a breather.
3 yard pickup on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Whalers. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Whalers will have 3 wideouts to the far side. Mark Balistracci, John Leet, and Tom Koska. Dante pump fakes, throws in the flat, still over the head of Leet, incomplete.
Yeah, John Leet was wide open that time on the sideline. Dante just overthrew him.
In the box, the 23
Second time that Dante's attempted to go to John Leet, and both times the ball was overthrown.
I think he figures that John Leet is supposed to either be taller or can jump higher than that. I'm saying, John, did you shrink a little bit since the last practice?
So it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Ball on the 23-yard line. Backs in an I formation. Koska comes to the near side. Dante on the draw. Brito loses the football, and the Boxers have it. Recovered by Ellis McMurtry. So a fumble for a fumble, and Brockton has 2 minutes and 7 seconds to try to get some points on the board before halftime.
Well, there was a flag thrown, but the umpire is picking up that flag, just waving it around a little bit. I'm not sure what it was for, unless he was marking where the fumble was recovered.
Yeah,
he threw that yellow flag down and then had to go over and pick it up and was waving it at one of the other line judges.
Probably saying, Mike, here's the fumble again, Bernie.
We see Brito as he's running and gets hit, and the ball comes loose. And there's a couple of opportunities here. Oh, I got it. No, you don't. Oh, comes free again, and number 21 for Brockton picks it up, and that's Ellis McMurtry.
Boxers 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Boatwright throws, tipped, and it is intercepted by John Leet. That was a gift. It was off the hands of the tight end, Jamar Garrison, and Leet actually slipped, but the ball fell right into his arms.
You got to wonder what's going on down there, because turnover for a turnover for a turnover. Fumbled by New Bedford, fumbled by Brockton, and now you see Boatwright on the replay trying to hit the receiver downfield, and Leet's just kind of sitting there on the ground. He says, oh, look what I found.
Whalers 1st and 10 from the Brockton 43-yard line. They now have a minute 58 to try to put more points on the board. Timmy Walsh comes in motion. Handoff goes to Brito. Up the middle, he gets to the 40 before he is dragged back. A 3-yard pickup.
Now 3 yards on the play by Jeff Brito. Well, the Whalers have certainly been living right this afternoon.
Whalers in no big rush to get a play in, as the clock is running with 1:35 left to go here in the first half.
Second quarter has been exciting. We've had 3 turnovers, fumbled by both teams, and an interception of a Boatwright pass to give the Whalers the ball.
2nd down and 7. Dante, flea flicker. Dante fires deep. Stringer is there. It is overthrown, incomplete. And there is a flag on the play.
I was just about to say to you, there's a flag down by the area where Dante was tackled.
Maybe roughing the passer. Yep. Roughing the passer against the Brockton Boxers. Again, the Whalers catch a break.
Well, Brockton did have that defended pretty well, considering that it was a play that we haven't seen very much of this year from the Whalers. Little flea flicker play, and Dante trying to go deep to, I believe it was Stringer downfield near the end zone. And 2 Brockton defenders were back there to defend the play, but the flag had already been thrown, and New Bedford picks up some mighty big yardage.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Whalers, ball at the Brockton 25-yard line. A minute 14 left to go here in the first half, with New Bedford leading 12-7.
15 yards, just like that.
Mark Balistracci and Koska to the near side, Stringer to the far side. Brito, the lone setback, he gets the pitch. Turns the corner near side, has running room. 15, 10, and is out of bounds inside the 10, between the 8 and the 7-yard line.
Yeah, Brito that time went to make a cut. It looked like his left foot just kind of slipped on him, and he stepped out of bounds. And immediately, one of the Brockton defenders, number 25, Josh Lamar, was pointing at it, saying, right here, ref. This is where he went out on, honest, right here.
And that's where the ref put his marker down. It's at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, New Bedford. 1:06 left in the first half.
Whalers statistically just gathering up all the stats here in the first half. The number of first downs is just immense.
2 wideouts now to the far side. Brito, the lone setback to this near side. Brito up the middle and gets no gain, as he is hemmed in by Millard making the tackle. Whalers in no rush,
No gain on the
willing
play.
to let the clock run down. We are under a minute to go here in the first half.
In the first half, the Whalers with 10 first downs, Keith, and Brockton only 2.
Koska goes in motion. Dante rolls to his right, looks to throw, has time, keeps it himself, 5, touchdown!
Well, Dante with a 7-yard touchdown run, and he rolled out to the right that time. Boy, is he dangerous. Watch this play. Here he is rolling out looking for a receiver, and is he dangerous because he's so big. Once he gets everything going in gear, let me see if I can knock someone over. Everybody gets out of his way, and clear air and into the end zone for Dante Bellistracci.
So the Whalers controlling play here in the first half, put another touchdown on the board before the break, and the Whalers will try to go for 2, try to make it a 20-7 lead. They've been unsuccessful so far with their conversions. Dante looks to pass, fires, tipped, pass intended for Timmy Walsh, no good.
There's a flag thrown there right in the area of the line of scrimmage.
There's a flag on the play.
And the Whalers are coming back to the sideline. It's going to be holding against New Bedford, so the conversion is no good. We have 26 seconds left to go here in the first half, and the Whalers now lead 18-7.
Well, to recap that scoring drive for you, the Whalers got the ball back on an interception by John Leet on the Brockton 43-yard line on Brockton's first play from the line of scrimmage after they had recovered Jeff Brito fumble. And all New Bedford did was 5 plays later go 43 yards, take 1 minute and 31 seconds off the clock. Dante Bellistracci with a 7-yard touchdown run to the right side, the dive into the end zone, the 2-point conversion pass, no good. And the Whalers now up by 11, 18-7. If they've had one thing go wrong for them all afternoon, Keith, they've done a lot of things right this afternoon, defensively and offensively. The only thing that hasn't worked is the point after touchdown conversion attempts, both the kick and the 2-point conversions.
And also, if you want to point another little negative, allowing Brockton to get that good field position on the kickoff return that led to Brockton's only touchdown. John Leet getting set to kick off. Alex Dorno and Brandon Hill, who was the person who did return that last kickoff far for the Boxers. Brockton has 26 seconds to try to put some more points on the board before the break. And here comes the kick. It is short. It is taken by an up back, Matt Gardner. Gardner's up to the 30, gets to the 35, and that's it.
Well, 21 seconds to play, so Boatwright will either get a couple of pass attempts or they'll just run out the clock, one or the other, and the Whalers will head into halftime with the lead one way or the other.
21 seconds left. And we see the dapper Coach Hamlet. We talked about his attire today.
Got the sweater on, you know, the khaki-colored tan pants, the sweater.
The varsity look.
Yeah, hair combed pretty nicely. The shirt underneath the sweater. It's pretty nice looking.
All right, 1st and 10 Boxers. Jackson goes in motion. Boatwright looks to throw. He's got time. Gets away from the rush. Keeps it himself. Is going to be tackled at the 41-yard line. 10 seconds left in the first half, and Brockton looks like
Brockton Boxers. And if you look at the running stats or the passing stats, everything being dominated by the New Bedford High School Whalers.
See the fans in the stands there with those placards. Go Whalers.
Go Whalers. Go, go, go.
Red placards that were handed out to the fans before the game this afternoon. It has gotten progressively cooler here at Walsh Field. So cool, in fact, that my partner at halftime went down and picked up his winter coat.
Boy, everybody is noticing this. The guys on radio next door to us here made a comment about me going down to get the coat. You're making a comment about it.
Well, I guess when you reach a certain age, you get colder a lot easier.
Yeah, as soon as I reached 18, I was cold when it got to be this time of the year. It's one of the reasons I always liked basketball was because it was an indoor sport in a warm gym.
We'll be there soon enough. Whalers will kick off. Brockton will get the ball in the second half. Leak kicks off, and it is taken by Jackson at the 21. And he is tackled, but not before he gets up over the 30 to the 34-yard line. And that's where the Boxers will take over. 1st and 10 to begin the second half. And again, Bernie, we seem to say quite often, almost every game we do, that the first possession of the third quarter is usually key. And if the Boxers want to try to snatch the momentum away from the Whalers, they're going to need to do it right now.
Well, what's interesting about the first series of downs at the beginning of the second half is always the fact that the coaches have had an opportunity to go in at halftime and discuss what they need to do and the things they need to change. So now we get a chance to see the coaches coach and the adjustments that they make. Let's see what Amin Colombo has decided to make for adjustments.
1st and 10 for the Boxers. Flag on the play before it got off, and I believe they're going to call Millard for moving too soon. And they do. So Brockton will be march back 5 yards on the penalty. It'll be 1st and 15.
Well, not a good way to start the second half. They go from their own 35-yard line down to the 30-yard line, the nose of the football on the 30-yard line.
Whalers have an injury on the sideline here. Mark Fry, one of their linemen, is on the carton having his left knee looked at by the trainers. That's not a good sign.
First half, I thought the line, both offensively and defensively, was a big key for the Whalers. They were just out quicking Brockton.
1st and 15 for the Boxers. McMurtry comes in motion. Boatwright. Play action. As a man open, McMurtry, he gets behind the defense, he's got it, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown.
That's a beautiful play, boy. I'll tell you, Eric Boatwright that time just threw a perfect pass to McMurtry coming down the sideline. Great play action fake, and then he hit him in stride. Just a well-executed play for the Brockton Boxers.
You can see that play forming as the Whaler defender, I believe it was Costco, I'm not quite sure.
It was, number 14.
Kind of looked back, and by that time, McMurtry had already gone past him, and the ball was already past him as well. And the Boxers get on the board with a 70-yard touchdown pass. It is now 18-13. Whalers still on top. So New Bedford scored quickly in the first half, and Brockton scores quickly here in the second, and Brockton will go for 2. Boatwright rolls, looks, fires, has a man, Garrison for the conversion. 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, and it is New Bedford 18, Brockton 15.
Well, they come out and you see the two-point conversion pass that time to Garrison. He catches it in the end zone. But they come out that time, and after the flag on the first play where they were penalized 5 yards, they went back and got in the huddle, and Eric Boatwright came up with a great play-action fake and caught Ellis McMurtry streaking down the sidelines 70 yards for the touchdown pass. He got behind the defense rather easily, I might add. And this might be one of the things that Amin Colombo saw at halftime, the ability maybe to burn the Whalers deep if they could give Boatwright some protection. And that time they did, and he found McMurtry. The two-point conversion pass to Garrison is good. So we have a three-point game now, 18-15, with 10:40 to go in the second half.
So Mark Fry there on the cart. His day is probably done as he is icing that left knee. Kickoff is being taken. Ball is botched. Talik Carlisle picks it up and falls on it at the 31-yard line. And that's where the Whalers will begin their first drive of the second half.
That drive, by the way, one play took 20 seconds, and they marched downfield 70 yards. course, the big play, the 70-yard touchdown pass. We've seen some pretty interesting big plays today. The kick return to open the game by Sterling Carter of 85 yards, and now a bomb to start out the second half by the Brockton Boxers.
Clouds are in the area, so the lights are on here at Walsh Field. 1st and 10 Whalers. Let's see if they can respond. Ball at their own 31-yard line. Brito gets the call, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards near the 35. Pick up a 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 6.
Whalers will not deviate from the game plan. Wayne Hamlet told me before the game, one of the things we like to do is establish our game plan, which is to establish the run, and then to take what the defense will give us. If that means throwing the football, we'll do it, but we do want to establish the line of scrimmage and that we can control the game.
Brockton fans on the far side of the field making some noise. 2nd down and 6. Koska comes in motion. Pitch goes back to Brito. Brito nearly hit in the backfield, turns the corner, picks up a couple of yards to the 37-yard line.
Brought down in the play by number 66 for the Boxers, Jeff Pike.
Jeff Pike makes the tackle for Brockton. It'll be 3rd and 4.
It'll be up to a 1-yard gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Whalers from their own 37-yard line.
Jeff Brito again with the call.
Stringer and Koska to the near side. Backs are split behind Dante Balistracci at quarterback. Dante goes back to pass. Here comes a rush. He gets away, but he can't get away from all of them, and he is sacked. And the momentum has shifted to the Boxers' favor.
No question about it. Dante Balistracci that time going back to pass and getting in there. A number of Brockton Boxers, most notably number 44, James Campbell. He's 5'11", 215 pounds. He's a senior. He got back there to make the tackle and to stop Dante, who's coming over to the sidelines.
4th down and 15 coming up for the Whalers. And they will punt the ball away. The first punt of the game. Jonathan Costa will do the honors. Oh, high snap, but he's able to get it off. And Millard, it hits him. Whalers will recover the ball. Talk about ebbs and flows. That time the Whalers catch a break as the ball hit Millard up close. Darren Florent with the recovery, and the Whalers get the ball at midfield.
Well, what can you say? You see the play right here. You see Kirby going down. The ball hits Millard. It'll go officially as a fumble. And as the ball is loose, well, Darren Florent comes in and just pounces on it to give the Whalers the ball at midfield.
Now the Whaler fans making noise on the near side. 1st and 10 New Bedford. Ball at midfield. Dante on the option. Will keep it himself. Picks up about 6 or 7 yards over the Brockton 45-yard line down to the 42.
Well, a gain of about 7. We'll call it a long 7, short 8 yards.
It'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 42.
What a break for the Whalers.
They've caught a couple of them so far this afternoon and been able to cash in on each one. That interception late in the first half allowed them to score. 2nd down and 2. Mark Balistracci comes in motion. Dante right up the middle, 1st down inside the 40.
Brought down by number 73, Thomas Frazier for the Boxers. Good enough for Whalers, 1st down.
Ball is going to be marked on between the 38 and 37-yard line. We'll call it the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Dante Balistracci now taking control, taking the ball right up the middle, using that big body to pick up about 4 yards in the play.
Stringer comes out to the near side. Mark Balistracci to the far side. Now Mark comes in motion. Handoff. Kirby right up the middle, picks up about 5 yards to the 32-yard line.
Kirby carrying the ball a lot this afternoon from what we've seen in the past. Most of those carries usually do go to Brito, and as we mentioned in the first half, the coaching staff told me he was a little dinged up with a tender ankle from last week's game against the Variant, so Kirby getting the opportunity to handle the ball. and a very pensive Wayne Hamlet looking on the field.
Dapper, pensive looking Wayne Hamlet.
Always has that calm look on his face, like nothing bothers him.
All right, second down and 5. Dante rolls, turns it up. He's got a first down and more inside the 25 to the 23, 22-yard line.
Dante Bellistracci picking up about 11 yards on the play, and another first down for the Whalers, and that's their 13th first down of the afternoon. And as I mentioned earlier, the Brockton Boxers, although the score is pretty close, have only been able to pick up 2 first downs.
Peter Cole made the tackle for Brockton. Another first down for the Whalers. Ball on the Brockton 23-yard line. Dante rolls, fires in the flat. His brother Mark could not come up with the catch, and it's incomplete.
Quick pass to Mark coming right off the line and just taking a step over the line, turning around. And again, he had a wide open man downfield in Jarrett Stringer. They'll file that one away for future reference, and I'm sure Stringer will let him know when he gets in the huddle that he was wide open downfield.
5:53 left in the third quarter. The Boxers have scored in this quarter to make it a 3-point Whaler lead, 18-15, and a timeout is called on the field. And I don't know what the timeout, who called the timeout?
The officials are trying to figure that out too. I'm
referee.
going over to talk and say, who called timeout? Did you call timeout? Says, no, as a matter of fact, I didn't. I did call out for some pizza earlier, but they haven't delivered yet.
It was delivered up here at halftime.
And it was pretty good, I might add.
All right, apparently everything's been cleared up, whatever the confusion was.
They were just talking about where they're going after the game, Keith.
All right, Mark Balistracci comes in motion. Kirby gets a call up the middle. He gets over the 20, close to the 19, after a short 3-yard pickup.
Number 63 for the Boxers, Tom Henry, and number 45, Mike Malad.
And it will be third down and 7.
Kirby, as we mentioned, has done a good job of getting those tough inside yards against this Brockton defense here this afternoon, and a great job too by the New Bedford offensive line that's just been out-quicking this Brockton line all game long.
Third down play for the Whalers. Balistracci in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's got time. Fires. Walsh in and out of his hands. Incomplete. That ball was a little bit thrown behind him, but a catch that Walsh will probably make more times than not.
Yeah, another one that, as you say, it was behind him, but another one that Timmy Walsh, I'm sure, will tell you after the game that he feels he probably should have caught.
So it'll be fourth down for the Whalers. They will go for it from the Brockton 20-yard line.
Twice before, New Bedford has given the ball up on downs in situations just like this. So they've been knocking on the door all afternoon long.
Now they've got 3 wideouts. Dante rolls to his left, looking, fires, and it is intercepted. Picked up by McMurtry. He comes back the other way. He's gonna block. He's at the 40, the 50, and is finally taken down in Whaler territory at the 44-yard line.
Well, he got that on about the 5-yard line, Keith. I was looking to see where his feet were at the time that he picked off Dante, and McMurtry intercepts that one at around the 5-yard line and runs it all the way back downfield to give the Brockton Boxers good field position inside the New Bedford 44. And here you see the pickoff right here was intended, it looks like, for Mark Balistracci. And then McMurtry, who knows how to run with the football when he catches it, he's usually on the receiving end, knows how to follow the blockers, and he does a good job of advancing the football all the way down to the New Bedford 44-yard line.
For two teams that have been so successful this year, Bernie, there's been a lot of turnovers in this ball game. First and 10 for the Boxers at the Whaler 44. Jackson up the middle, still on his feet. Has about 9, nearly 10. Darren Florent and Timmy Walsh making the tackle. It's going to be a 9-yard pickup. Brockton looking to get in the end zone and get their first lead of the game. Emmanuel to the near side, McMurtry to the far side. Backs in an I formation. Second down and 1. And Boatwright goes right up the middle and has a first down to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Eric Boatwright not taking a chance of handing the ball off. As we mentioned in the first half, he's 6'4", goes 220 pounds, and he just kept the ball to pick up that short yardage first down. Only the third first down of the afternoon for Brockton.
So it's another first down for the Boxers. As you said, only the third that they've earned here in the ball game, and they only trail by 3. The statistics bear out that New Bedford should be way out in front, but they only lead by a field goal. Boatwright goes back to pass. He fires it out in the flat. McMurtry has it. Close to a first down at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and he went right for the first down marker as you saw him make his cut. He looked for the marker, and it looks like he's got it.
It's a 10-yard pickup, good enough for another first down at the 23-yard line.
Well, the defense for New Bedford has been tested all year long, and I'll tell you what, they have to stiffen here because with 3:30 to play in the third quarter, Brockton's knocking on the door looking for their first lead of the afternoon.
3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Boxers have it, 1st and 10 from the Whaler 23. Jackson with the call, off right tackle inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Gain of about 5 yards on the play for Jackson.
Brought down on the play by number 45, 85, Tim Walsh.
Timmy Walsh with the tackle. It'll be a 5-yard pickup. Second down and 5 for the Boxers.
You see James Jackson, number 20 for the Brockton Boxers, 5'9", 175-pound junior. You know, they give you these rosters. They don't tell you what year they're in. They just put these numbers, 00, 01, 02, and you got to do all the math.
Timeout on the field called by the Whalers. That's their first here in the second half of play. Yeah, I know. Well,
I mean, I got to figure out what year we're in. First of all, we're in 99 going on 2000, so that you got to figure out when did they graduate. Let's see, it's probably in June of the following year.
Yeah. So 00, they're a senior. 01, they're a junior. 02, they're a sophomore. And 03, they're a freshman. Like Brandon Hill, who made that great kickoff return for Brockton. He's 03, so he's only a freshman.
I wonder if these rosters are Y2K compliant.
Well, apparently, I don't know, I guess they are. We'll find out after the first of the year, after it disintegrates or not.
Have to find out whether or not they make it through the second half of the year, or whether they just disappear.
So the Whalers call a timeout, and Bernie, the Whalers right now definitely have had the momentum taken away from them by the Boxers. After that strong beginning of the second half.
No question, and this combination really has not hooked up today. Dante Bellistracci and Tim Walsh walking back out on the field. They've had a couple of opportunities but have not been able to hook up. And right now, Coach Wayne Hamlet pacing the sidelines with 2:49 to play in the third quarter. He's in danger of watching his team lose the lead for the first time this afternoon.
After the timeout, it is 2nd and 5 for Brockton. Boatwright hands off to his fullback. That's Millard. He has a first down to the 10-yard line.
Well, their third first down in the last 4 plays for the Brockton Boxers as Millard brings it down just around the 10-yard line, a gain of about 8 yards on the play.
It looks like it's just outside the 10, so they can probably get a first down without getting a touchdown.
Well, the nose of the football is touching the 10-yard line.
So they're going to say it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, the yard markers are right there on the 10-yard line, and they're dropping the sticks.
Boatwright keeps it himself on the option and drives his way for about a 3-yard gain to the 7. James Stewart makes the tackle for the Whalers.
And Brockton now will go back to the huddle to talk about running their 7th play of this drive, which started on the New Bedford 44-yard line after the interception by Ellis McMurtry on Brockton's 5-yard line, and the great run back to the New Bedford 44. So as you say, Keith, turnovers playing a very big part in this contest.
Under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. 2nd and goal for the Boxers. Backs are split. Handoff right up the middle. Millard, he's got the touchdown. And the Boxers have their first lead of the ball game.
Yep, the big fullback, Millard, running the ball into the end zone and giving Brockton their first lead. Mark Millard, number 45, giving the Boxers their first lead of the afternoon. And here you see the run right here. Millard just going right up the gut and into the end zone. Dante Bellistracci trying to stop him and not able to do so. Ramsey Clark also there.
Eric Mpuja in for the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, it's far enough, and it is good. We have 1 minute and 37 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Boxers take their first lead of the ball game, scoring 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter. It is Brockton 22, New Bedford 18.
Yeah, and what a taking advantage of situations. Boy, I'll tell you, the interception as New Bedford had gotten a break. They had run 3 plays and they were punting when Millard fumbled the ball on the right around midfield, the 50-yard line, and Darren Florent fell on it. New Bedford then ran off 8 plays, and the last play was an interception as Dante was trying to throw the ball in the end zone. McMurtry picked it off, ran it back to the New Bedford 44, and 7 plays later, the Brockton Boxers went in from 44 yards out on a Millard 7-yard touchdown run. Point after touchdown kick is good. And as you said, Keith, worth repeating, New Bedford squandering the lead, the 18-7 lead, now trailing for the first time this afternoon, 22-18.
And the Whalers will get the ball back as Mpuja is set to kick off. It's a low kick, and Carlisle takes it at the 25. He's up to the 30, 35, and taken down at the 37-yard line.
Brought down by number 95, Hester.
Check that, the 38, where the Whalers will begin play, 1st and 10. With 1:29 left to go here in the third quarter.
Well, we're going to see what the Whalers are made of now. 1.5 left here to play in the third quarter. There'll be a whole quarter to play after this, of course, but Whalers like to strike back immediately after they've been scored on, so we'll see exactly what they've got here.
Mark Balistracci to the far side. Pitch is kept by Balistracci. Dante has a first down over midfield. What a great fake on the pitch out to Sterling Carter, and Dante kept it himself, and the Whalers are in Boxer territory.
Yeah, and a great run by Dante. You see him rolling out, fakes the pitch back, and 3 Brockton Boxers went for it, just turned it up the field, and again gets as much as he can, then tucks the football away.
A 14-yard pickup to the Brockton 48-yard line.
14th first down for the Whalers this afternoon.
1st and 10, New Bedford. Timmy Wall shifts from the right to left-hand side of the line. On the draw, it's Brito. Brito gets over the 45 to the 44-yard line before Millard trips him up. 4-yard pickup.
4 yards for Brito. That's unofficially 11 carries now for 57 yards for Jeff Brito.
Under a minute to go, actually about 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Mark Balistracci to the near side, Stringer to the far side. Dante again on the fake, gets a block, and will have the first down as he's still on his feet, down to the 36-yard line.
Boy, what a load to try to stop when he gets it going in gear. I'll tell you what, he's like a Big Mac truck, just going forward and saying, drag me down if you can, take more than one of you, certainly more than 2 sometimes. He's just a tough guy to bring down.
And another first down for the Whalers. Ball at the 35-yard line. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. 3 in the books. We knew it would be an exciting contest, and it is. After 3 quarters, it is the Brockton Boxers 22 and the New Bedford Whalers 18.
Well, what can you say? The third quarter really has been I guess you could say, one of the most exciting third quarters of the year. If you've been covering and watching New Bedford High School football, it starts with Brockton on the very first series. One play, Eric Boatwright throws a 70-yard touchdown pass to Ellis McMurtry. New Bedford gets the ball back, and right after that, it looks like it's 3 downs and a punt, but Millard fumbles the ball, and Derek Florent recovers it on the 50, and now the Whalers start marching downfield. Dante for 7 yards, Dante for 4 yards, Kirby for 5 yards, and as they're marching downfield rather easily, they get down to the 19-yard line, and Dante Bellistracci got intercepted by McMurtry right around the Brockton 5-yard line. He made a nice run back to the New Bedford 44, and immediately Brockton took advantage of it and ran off 7 plays to go those 44 yards, taking it into the end zone on a Mark Millard 7-yard touchdown run to give Brockton their first lead of the afternoon. So we've seen a big 70-yard pass for a touchdown. We've seen the fumble recovery on a punt. We've seen an interception, and that turned into a score. So a lot happened in that third quarter, Keith.
And the Whalers are on the move, and their fans are on their feet. As we begin the fourth quarter, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Whalers. The ball at the Brockton 35-yard line. Now the Whalers have about 5 players in the backfield, and now they line up. They'll have 3 wideouts. Brito the lone setback. Pitch goes to Jeff. Jeff has a block to the near side. 30, 25, knocked out of bounds near the 20-yard line.
I think he's going to be just short of a first down, Keith. Looks like it, well, no, it is a first down.
It's a 14-yard pickup.
They had not moved the yard markers, and I was watching the guys across the way, and the official just got mad at them because they had not moved the yard markers before the play began. And here you see Brito taking the ball, running left to the outside, beating everybody, trying to turn it upfield. And you can see Mark Millard gets a hand on him. He breaks away from that and then puts his head down.
1st and 10 Whalers. Ball at the Brockton 21-yard line. Inside handoff, Sterling Carter with the call. Ball is loose. Did it come down? Did it come out? Oh, it's Brockton football. Sterling Carter coughs it up. McMurtry comes up with it, and the Boxers catch a break.
Well, another turnover, and one that the Whalers could not afford to have happen. They turn the ball over as they're marching downfield. Sterling Carter getting the opportunity to run a little bit in the backfield, and you're going to see the handoff here goes to Carter on the inside, and as he starts to turn it up and look for some blockers that aren't there, he gets hit, and you're going to see the ball come loose. There it is on the bottom of the pile, and the ball comes loose, and Brockton's McMurtry looks like falls on it.
And we've seen Carter cough up the ball a couple of times this year in a couple of games, and he must be one of the most disappointed people in this building right now. Handoff goes to Millard up the middle, and Millard picks up about 5 yards, close to the 19-yard line. Be a 4-yard pickup.
Good enough for a 5-yard gain on the play. They're doing a 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 18-yard line.
19-yard line.
Well, this has not been an eventful half of football for the Whalers on the offensive side. An interception and now a fumble.
McMurtry split out to the far side. 2nd down and 6. Play action, Boatwright goes to his left. He fires, tip, nearly picked off by Florent. Nice play by Darren as he cut across as the pass was intended for Garrison.
Yeah, that time Darren Florent did a great job of pass coverage as Garrison was the intended receiver. Florent stayed with him step for step and then last minute reached out and poked the ball away. Nice job, Darren.
It'll be 3rd down and 6 coming up. Andy Garcia had his shoulder taped. It looks like he's going to come back into the ball game for the Whalers, and that's a person that they miss on that defensive line. Third and 6 for Brockton. Ball on the 18. Handoff. Jackson is tripped up. short of the first down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, great job there by New Bedford's number 89, and that would be Jesse Lima, defensive end, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, coming up with a big defensive play.
4th down and 4. There's Jesse Lima. And Brockton will be forced to punt the ball away. Jeff Brito back deep. We have 9 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Boxers again set up as if they're going to fake it. Now Johnson is back deep. Ball nearly blocked. Nice high kick. Brito hits him. And did he get it back, or did Brockton get it? Oh,
Boy.
Again, a lot of difficult plays on the punts and on the pass plays.
Well, Keith, you have to wonder why he even came up to the football that time. When the ball was coming down, all he has to do is let it bounce if he doesn't feel he's got a shot at it. And what he did was he came up and he did touch the football, but it looks like, again, they're going to call an interference call against Brockton.
Illegal use of the hands on the part of the Boxers. The Whalers get the football. And again, the Whalers catch a break as the ball did hit Brito, and he was able to fall on it. I think the Whalers are going to be happy just to get the ball and take possession of it at the 48-yard line, their own 48.
Yep, they'll be on their own 48-yard line as they begin this series with 8:39 to play in the contest and trailing now by 4 points. So Dante Bellistracci coming back into the huddle. And you know that the Whaler, and here's the punt play right here. You can see the punt coming down. Brito comes up like he wants to try to short hop it. It does hit him a little bit on the pads, and he realizes I better catch this thing because somebody's going to be pretty angry with me if I don't.
1st and 10 for the Whalers. They trail by 4. Play action. Dante rolls and flags before anything could develop. And it's going to be against the Whalers, I believe. Illegal procedure against New Bedford.
Illegal procedure against the Whalers.
Well, that's going to move the Whalers back 5 yards.
To the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15. Stringer comes out to the near side. Mark Balistracci to the far side. Kirby is the fullback. Brito the tailback. Dante rolls to his right. Here comes the rush. He is hit by Pike and flung out of bounds.
Now right into the Brockton bench area, and they're trying to separate some of the kids there to make sure there's nothing goes on. You see the coaches over there grabbing some of the kids and pulling them aside.
Yeah, you know who's right in the middle? Armin Colombo, the head coach. Picked up about 3 yards on the play, did Balistracci.
Just trying to make sure that nothing happens that isn't needed at that point in time in terms of flags being thrown.
Yeah. 2nd down and 12 coming up for the Whalers. .8:27 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Draw, Brito, off right tackle. What a nice tackle, open field tackle by Eric Boatwright. And Brito gets up to the 49-yard line where it will be 3rd and 9 coming up.
It is up for a 3-yard gain on a play. They'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Bedford to their own 49-yard line.
Ball on the Whaler 49.
About 3 yards on the play, and unofficially Jeff Brito's carried the ball now 13 times for 74 yards this afternoon, doing all of this on a very tender ankle.
Stringer and Balistracci, Mark Balistracci to the near side. Dante rolls to his left, fires, Stringer, got it, 1st down at near the 40-yard line, and it's going to be at the 41. That will be enough for 1st down.
Yeah, nice pass play as they hook up again this afternoon. Dante and Stringer, they've hooked up 3 or 4 times before, and it's been for big plays.
That's a 10-yard pickup.
10 yards and the first down, and for them that is their 17th first down.
Ball on the Brockton 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Whalers. Play action. Dante rolls. Has Walsh. He's got it. Inside the 20. Inside the 15. And a flag comes down on the play.
Well, the flag was thrown in the direction of Stringer. And I think it's going to go against New Bedford, Keith.
Could be an illegal block, but it will be after the catch if it is against the Whalers. And it is illegal block against the Whalers, so a big play will still be good enough for a first down, but will be marched back 10 yards, and the Whalers will still have another first down, however.
Well, they went to the combo of the quarterback to his favorite receiver, the tight end Tim Walsh. They tried it for the 3rd time this afternoon. That's the first time that it worked, and Big Timmy Walsh was running downfield. Here you see Dante looking across the middle for Walsh. He finds him, nice catch over the shoulder, and then just starts to ramble downfield. He gets tackled, but you can see the illegal block that was thrown by Stringer, and so the Whalers get hit with a penalty there.
Ball on the Brockton 23-yard line. The Bedford fans on their feet. 1st and 10 Whalers looking for the go-ahead score. 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Pitch goes to Brito. Brito has blocking. Near side, cuts it back inside. He's inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Boy, what a great cutback run that time by Jeff Brito. He looked like he was hemmed in as he took the ball left and made a great cut back to the inside to pick up that additional yardage. What a run.
A 15-yard pickup for Jeff Brito.
And here you're going to see it again. He takes the pitch out. He starts to head left following the blocking. Right here, he's going to make a great cut and take it right back to the inside. Somebody in back of us said he can run. No kidding.
1st and goal, New Bedford. Ball at the 8-yard line. 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Whalers trail by 4. Inside handoff. Kirby gets a yard to the 7.
Brought down by number 63 to the Brockton, Tom LeBray. 2-yard gain on the play. 2nd and goal for the Whalers from the Brockton 7-yard line.
So a 1-yard gain for Kirby. We are under 6 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Stringer to the far side. Koska now goes from left to right. Dante rolls to his right. He looks, he throws, Koska, touchdown!
Oh, what a great play that developed there. Stringing out the Brockton defense by rolling to the right. Dante Bellistracci let it all develop. Everybody started to come up on him. He's such a threat to run. Koska was left wide open in the end zone, and Dante just let it go. Here you see the play, Dante rolling out. Now you'll watch as some of the players, oh, you can't see it on the screen. Here they come, they start coming up on him. He lets it fly, and Koska makes a nice catch in the end zone.
And the Whalers call timeout to talk about what they want to do here on the conversion. They lead by 2, 24-22. Still an eternity left in this ball game, 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And this has been a fantastic contest, all that the pregame billing predicted it would be. And it's turned out to be a great ball game with the Whalers back up on top after leading at halftime 18-7. Brockton came back in the 3rd with 2 touchdowns, take a 22-18 lead, and now New Bedford has retaken the lead with 5:40 left.
And they did so in 2:59. We'll try to recap the scoring drive for you while we have the opportunity. New Bedford took the ball on their own 48-yard line with 8:39 to play, and they marched downfield 52 yards on 8 plays, culminating in a Dante Bellistracci to Koska 7-yard touchdown pass in the right corner of the end zone, making it 24-22 New Bedford. And now we'll see whether they have the 2-point conversion attempt or whether they'll try the point after kick.
They're going to go for 2. They move the ball to the left hash mark. Whalers will try to make it a 4-point lead and try to force Brockton to score a touchdown to retake the lead. I formation in the backfield.
Look for Timmy Walsh in the end zone.
Dante keeps it himself, and he didn't get it. Short of the end zone. So again, the Whalers have not been successful on their conversions. And with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter, New Bedford has a 2-point lead, 24-20.
Yeah, and it doesn't get much more exciting than this. And that time, I thought what they were going to try to do maybe is isolate Timmy Walsh, just getting over the line and maybe taking a square out pattern to the right side and have Dante roll that way, have the option of running it in or tossing him the football. But that time he just followed Walsh. If we saw the replay on the 2-point conversion attempt, you would see Walsh trying to throw the big block that would allow Dante to get into the end zone, but Brockton covered it nicely.
Now it's going to be incumbent on the New Bedford defense to hold the Boxers here from getting into the end zone, or at least getting close to a field goal, because I was noticing, Bernie, before the game, their kicker, Eric Ampuja, he was having little problems from 30 yards and in, putting the field goal through. And that's all Brockton needs right now is 3 points to retake the lead.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that New Bedford has not had very good success with this year is the point after touchdown. In other words, the kicks that we have seen have been very low kicks that have been subject to suspect as to whether they'd make it over the bar a few times. And now New Bedford trying for the 2-point conversion attempt each time has come up short.
John Leet set to kick off. And again, Adorno and Hill back deep for Brockton, and Hill returned a kickoff earlier in the game to put Brockton deep in New Bedford territory to set up their first touchdown of the afternoon.
Yeah, the Whalers will be looking for their special teams now to make a good play here and to pin Brockton a little bit deeper in their own territory.
Kick is short, goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Well, I believe they will kick this over.
And if I was Brockton, knowing that New Bedford does not have a good kicking game, I would push them back 5 yards and have them do it again, and they will.
Yeah, it's not just the kicking game. I think what you have to be a little bit confident in is the fact that your guys that you've got back there, your specialty players that you've got back receiving the kicks, might be able to get you better field position with a second attempt here. They're going to move them back 5 yards. That's going to bring them up closer, and you're looking for your guys to spring one maybe to midfield or into New Bedford territory.
So now the ball is back to the 35-yard line, and Leet will do it again.
Unless Leet surprises us and booms one into the end zone, which we haven't seen all year, this is a very good move by Coach Palumbo.
Adorno and Hill. That one's going to be taken by Jackson at the 24. He's up to the 30, goes to the far side, tries to turn the corner, is going to be knocked out of bounds at the Brockton 41-yard line.
Well, a net gain there of 21 yards by taking that particular penalty.
So the Boxers, trailing by 2, have plenty of time and are at their own 41-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, the nose of the football is on the 42, so they actually have picked up about a yard on that particular play, just by the spot.
All right.
The football itself is probably about 10 inches long.
Emmanuel comes to the near side. 1st and 10, Boxers. Handoff goes to Millard. Millard bowls his way near midfield for an 8-yard pickup.
Now Mark Millard getting the tough inside yardage. He is Kirby's counterpart on the Brockton team, and he picks up about 8 yards on that play.
The clock is running. We are at 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Well, the New Bedford defense has played tough all season long, Keith, but right now, this is the time when the defense has to come together. They cannot afford a big play or a stupid penalty at this point in the game.
McMurtry to the far side, Emmanuel to the near side. Again, it is Millard, and he gets a first down over the 50 to about the 47-yard line.
Gain of about 3 yards on the play and another first down for Brockton. That is their 6th of the afternoon. And a nice tackle there by number 41 for New Bedford, which would be Ryan McCann.
I think you got the wrong roster there. Oh, it is New Bedford High. I'm sorry. I thought you were looking at Brockton.
No, Ryan
Never mind.
McCann, number 41. We haven't seen much of Ryan this year, but he's 5'8", 165 pounds and a sophomore, and did a nice thing, so let's talk about it.
Boatwright hands off to Jackson. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage. James Stewart says hello, and it's going to be a 1-yard gain for Jackson. 4 minutes left, and the clock is moving.
We're down to about 3:50 and counting.
Now the two wideouts, McMurtry and Emmanuel, will come to the near side, the right side. Backs in the I formation. Boatwright looks to pass. Out on the flat, he has McMurtry. And right there is Tommy Koska to drive him back. McMurtry made the catch. His forward progress will be at the 42, and it will be about 3rd and 5 after that reception.
Yeah, only about a 4-yard pickup that time as Koska was there. Koska playing off the line of scrimmage. McMurtry's got some very good speed. He can get deep on you in a hurry, as he did to start the first half against Koska. And Koska laying off him a little bit, giving him some room, and then coming up and making the play.
We approach the 3-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 5. Inside handoff is to Millard, and he didn't get the first down. Maybe a yard or no gain on the trap play, and it's going to be 4th down for Brockton.
Well, they will, I'm sure they will go for it, so they'll get another shot at it here. They're not going to punt the football away with only 2:34 left to play in the game and the clock winding down.
And Brockton's going to call a timeout. They do. 2 minutes and 24 seconds left. Coach Colombo will talk to his troops. That is the first timeout for the Boxers, and this is going to be the play of the game and maybe the season for these two teams.
Well, Armin Colombo's been there many times before with some great football teams. Brockton known for their football over the years, and this is not a tight situation for him. He's trying to keep everybody even.
We'll take a break and be back right after this. We're back. 4th down and 5. Boatwright looks to pass. He sets up the screen. Millard has the first down and more. Inside the 30 and down to the 20-yard line.
Oh, and Koska with the touchdown-saving tackle right there made the play. Millard trying to juke him a little bit, and Koska staying with him, getting down low and making the tackle.
Down to the 20-yard line. What a big play by the Boxers. Here's the play again, Bernie.
Yep, you see the screen pass to the fullback, Millard. He catches the ball past the linebackers, and now it's just a matter of trying to get the ball to the outside and maybe get into the end zone. You see him cutting to the outside and then getting nailed.
Under 2 minutes left. Boatwright keeps it himself on the option. It's cut down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. They are in field goal range for Ampuja. And Brockton is going to let the clock run. 1:38 and counting.
Well, this is where that one weapon that the Whalers do not have, the ability to kick field goals and point afters, could come back to haunt them. This is just a 2-point game, and a field goal could win it for the Brockton Boxers. They don't need to score a touchdown.
1:20. 2nd down and 7 for Brockton. Handoff, Jackson. He gets up the middle. He is stopped at about the 13-yard line, maybe the 12. Dante Balistracci with the tackle. And Brockton in no rush to call a timeout. Under a minute left. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
The coaching wheels are spinning right now, Keith, as Armin Colombo is trying to control the clock, control his team, keep them under emotions, keep those emotions in control, but yet control the clock so New Bedford does not get the ball back.
40 seconds left. Millard up the middle. Ball is fumbled. It's in the end zone. Who's got it?
Brockton.
If Brockton has it, it's a touchdown. If the Whalers do, it's going to be a touchback.
I think, well, no, they're celebrating.
The Whalers have it. They've recumbled the ball in the end zone. 31 seconds left. It's a touchback.
What a break. I mean, what an absolute break for the Whalers. And it's Dante Bellistracci. Let's watch the play develop here. Here's the handoff to Millard. He gets through, gets tackled. The ball comes loose. It's in the end zone. And it looks like McMurtry's going to fall on it. But Dante Bellistracci is stealing the ball away. Look at this. He wrestled the ball away. Dante literally has stolen the game away from Brockton.
Oh my goodness, what a ball game.
My goodness.
The Whalers will have it with 31 seconds left. Brockton still has 4 timeouts.
On the replay, Dante Bellistracci stealing the ball away in the end zone from McMurtry, who had it in the end zone. He wrestled it away. Unbelievable.
Well, we talked about the strength of that young man. And we talked about, and we've heard it, Bernie, from the coaching staff saying that, you know, Dante Bellistracci will practice for 2 hours and then go to the weight room for 2 hours.
He's a man among boys, Keith. He's just too strong. That's all there is to it.
The Whalers are going to be able to down the ball. Dante goes straight forward, and Brockton will call timeout.
I'll tell you, that is one time where the replay was so conclusive. It was incredible. McMurtry, number 21, had the ball in the end zone. He was lying there with the football in his hands. And I thought for sure, I yelled out Brockton has it.
I thought he did.
Because I saw McMurtry with the ball in his hands, and Dante jumps in on top of the pile and just wrestles it away. Unbelievable.
So a timeout by the Brockton Boxers. There's 27 seconds left. And this has been an absolutely fantastic ball game. What better way to end this Brockton-New Bedford game with an error, because there's been plenty of errors here today.
There's been some turnovers, there's been fumbles, there's been pass interceptions. Both teams have taken advantage of the other team's miscues, and that time all you can say is Dante just stole that game away from the Brockton Boxers. I mean, he stole it away in the end zone.
Second down and 8.
I'm still amazed that the officials did not see that down there on the field.
I have Brockton with still 3 timeouts. Dante's just going to keep it himself. And he gets to the 29-yard line, and Brockton calls timeout with 21 seconds left.
Timeout, Brockton. Bring up a 3rd and 1.
Well, there's one of those timeouts, but only 21 seconds remaining, and right now New Bedford just has to stay away from those miscues we've been talking about. They have to stay away from fumbles and, you know, handoff mistakes and things of that nature, and just hang on to the football, and you've got the game, and you win it by 2 points. Wow.
It'll be 3rd down and 1 coming up. If the Whalers get the first down, Brockton can stop it, but can only stop it 2 more times, and the Whalers will be able to eat the clock.
And you have to believe that Mark Millard, number 45, who is a running back and also plays that linebacker position, must have that sick feeling in his stomach right now, Keith, and you know that he's looking right now just to make a big play. Anything to knock the football loose.
3rd down and 1. Dante rolls, turns a corner. He has the first down and is still on his feet. Get down, Dante. Don't do anything crazy. And he gets down at the 40. A first down for the Whalers. 12 seconds left, and the Whalers are going to beat the Boxers.
Yeah, they are, and I'll tell you what, Dante Bellistracci has had quite a game this afternoon. I mean, this young man is an outstanding athlete. We all know that. Look at him just move the pile by himself. He's moving the pile, breaking free, keeping those legs moving. I'll tell you what, his determination, if it could be bottled and sold to so many athletes around the country, would be just a beautiful thing to watch. Nobody that I've seen playing high school sports has more determination than Dante Bellistracci. It's incredible.
Brockton calls another timeout. I believe they have one more.
What a heart that young man has. Unbelievable.
And the Whalers, with the victory today, will improve to 7-2. And depending on what happened with the Durfee Hilltopper game, New Bedford would, at the very least, need to beat Durfee to get into the Super Bowl. But if Durfee lost today, the Whalers will automatically gain the berth to another Division 1A Super Bowl. And it's become a habit in these parts. I believe it'll be their 5th Super Bowl of the 90s.
Yeah, Coach Wayne Hamlin and his crew, all the guys that are down there coaching, all deserve a real round of applause. They've done a great job with this team.
Now Dante will just take the knee. He does.
Don't be too sure. You never know.
And Brockton calls his last timeout with 5 seconds left.
The crowd was starting to chant the countdown of the clock, you know, 7, 6, 5. And our illustrious scoreboard keeper here stopped it at 5, and the crowd turned around and booed him. They weren't happy that you stopped the clock.
He's only doing what he has to do.
Exactly. Don't boo him. It's not his fault. He didn't make the rules.
So it'll come down to one more snap for the Whalers, and they will have gotten their first Big 3 conference victory of the year with one more to go against the Durfee Hilltoppers. And that's it. And the New Bedford High Whalers have beaten the Brockton Boxers in dramatic fashion here this afternoon. The final score, New Bedford 24, Brockton 22.
Well, Keith, this one's going to be an easy one to wrap up because I'll tell you, there were so many mistakes here. We're going to gloss over some of this stuff and tell you this game started on a high note for the Whalers when Sterling Carter ran 85 yards with the kickoff of the game for a touchdown. The point after touchdown was blocked, but the Whalers immediately took a 6-0 lead. Brockton got the ball back. They weren't able to do anything with it. 3 downs and a punt. Whalers got it back, gave it up on downs. Brockton got it back, couldn't do anything with it. And then the Whalers scored again. They started on their own 44 and marched downfield 56 yards on 9 plays. And it was Dante with an 11-yard touchdown pass to Jarrett Stringer in the end zone. At that point in time, making it 12-0.